Alright, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. In this video I want to talk about how to win against your competition by delivering better results to your clients than anybody else. This is especially important for you if you're getting started out right now as an online coach or as an online service provider. Maybe you're worried about the competition. There's so many other people offering something similar already. But this is also important for you if you're meeting the scale and you want to basically start dominating your niche a little bit more and you want to keep standing out, especially if you're thinking like, oh, if I want to grow and I want to sell more, then the client support and the delivery has to suffer. You will actually realize that this is not the case, that by the end of the video you'll have a very clear understanding of what it means to deliver high quality standards to your clients. That then ends up at the end of the day obviously also helps you make more money for your business. We're in Helsinki today. It's freezing cold but very good Christmas vibes, and yeah, if that sounds good to you, let's get you started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a meaningless dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money while not having to worry that you could get fired? My name is Max Tornow, and I've attained that freedom and I've attained that security. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
Interestingly enough, a lot of people say, oh, I have this and that skill, love to start as an online coach, but there's so many others in this niche already, and there's so-and-so offering stuff for free, and there's so much content out there that is cheaper and so on and so forth. How can I stand out? Why should I even get started? Well, especially in the beginning, you have one big advantage compared to all the other big names in your niche, and that is the fact that you have more time, and therefore you can really start delivering even better results than anybody else. Because look, imagine you're a fitness coach, for example, right? And you think like, oh, because there's so-and-so out there already much bigger. Well, so-and-so with thousands of clients might not be able to give that much attention to each and every single client. But when you're starting out, especially when you're getting your first client or your second client, you can literally always trump the big ones in the industry by saying, well, you're my first or my second client. I will give you nothing but my full, undivided, 100% daily attention. And that gets you the foot in the door. And the good thing about that too is, do we walk that way? Yeah. The good thing about that too is, like I said, that gives you the foot in the door, but on the other hand, it also helps you honing your craft and you can get better. Because a lot of people think like, oh, I need to be an expert already before I get started and so on and so forth, but how do you want to become an expert if you haven't even done it yet? That's literally how you get better. If I think back to my very first business, the dating and relationship advice business that I started back in 2013, I wasn't an expert at it either, but I got my very first clients. I made sure that I would deliver really good results to these clients, of course, because it was only in my best interest to start out with something positive and to get my first clients a lot of great results. And then as I started doing it more and more, I got better and better over the years. And there's no end goal where you say, okay, now I'm 10 out of 10 at my coaching craft. You always get better, and that's totally fine and that's totally normal. And you can see here already, it's always a win for you and it's always a win for your client. In the beginning, maybe you're not super great at coaching yet, but your client wins because you can get him you can get them your full undivided attention. Later on, your client wins while maybe they don't get the undivided attention anymore that they would have gotten if they were your sole first client. But at the same time, they win because you are more experienced and you have seen certain problems before with multiple other clients. So you can see here again, either way, client always wins and you always wins as long as you remain very client-centric. Anyways, we're gonna get some ramen now. We spotted a very good restaurant. I'm gonna get some nice ramen. I've been craving ramen noodles, and yeah, then we'll continue talking a little bit more.
Right, we got the ramen here, we got the kimchi over there. Shout out to all my Korean friends and followers. This always reminds me of the great time I had in Seoul a couple of years back.
Alright, so we've talked about the beginner's perspective. Let's talk about the advanced perspective, because a lot of people think, oh, if I ought to scale my online coaching or consulting business to really make 6 figures a month, $100,000 a month, that means I make more money and I sell to more people, and that inevitably must mean that the quality of my product, the quality of my client support has to suffer. But that is actually not true. if I think back to how I got started with my very first clients, made my first 4 figures with my very first business, and then I started systemizing processes, and then it allowed me to make multiple 7 figures a year. We basically managed to scale the unscalable, meaning we sold to a lot of people each and every month, but at the same time, the client support remained very, very high. The way you can do that, I don't want to talk too much details about that because it's a little bit more of advanced structure here, and this is primarily a beginner channel. But what you do is you basically systemize things. You set up proper structures, proper systemization, and proper delegation. Of course, you make certain key hires, and the interesting thing about that is with these key hires, if you really systemize the hiring process and the training process with internal training videos, with proper KPIs and so on and so forth, it is really not too difficult to hire someone new in, train that person up to par, to really be able to then help you deliver your expertise to your clients on a very, very high level. Now, let's take that thought a little further, because this is where it gets really interesting. If you still and always adhere to the idea of client support is the most important part, if you really have a client-centric business, what happens is it's turning into a huge win-win. A win for you because you're making more money as you're closing more people, and also you can remove yourself from the business more and more as you systemize the process of client support. But at the same time, your clients win because you maintain a very client-centric picture. And I'm not saying this, oh, Max, you're just saying this because you want to make yourself look really good or anything like that. No, it's not even that. It's in our best interest to maintain client support extremely high. If I look at our current business, when our clients win, when our clients succeed, we succeed. When our clients get results, we get results. And that is because of the following reasons. Number 1, word of mouth. Happy clients spread the word of mouth. We actually make a significant amount of our monthly revenue from referrals, meaning from happy clients that say, hey, I have a friend, I have an acquaintance, I love the program so much, I'll tell them about that. Another part is testimonials, right? That goes into the marketing. That means the reason why we have such strong marketing revolving around client results, revolving around client testimonials, is because it works. If you look at our Trustpilot, for example, we literally have hundreds of reviews over there from real people. These are people that leave their reviews with their first and with their last name, meaning they're real people, they're proud of that. You can, feel free to reach out to these people, feel free to ask them, and feel free to ask them about their honest opinion about the program. We have an extra client reviews channel. We have several client review interviews, and these are only the people that are happily talking about that. Some people are in more sensitive niches and they say, hey, I'd rather not be featured on your channel. We have I don't know, 400 or 500 client testimonial screenshots and videos over on our Instagram. These are, again, all real people. You can sometimes always reach out to these people. Oftentimes we're tagging them. Again, it's only in our best interest to get these people great results, because then again we can feature them in our marketing. And the third big reason is also recurring clients, right? This whole idea of lifetime customer value. You've heard me maybe talk about this before. It's a very interesting part. Actually, before I talk about that, do not forget to check out our podcast. My business partner Nikita Gunkovic and myself, we have a very interesting and informative podcast where we kind of go a little bit deeper on the mindset aspects and the structural aspects of building a business, maintaining a business, and scaling a business. If you feel like the YouTube stuff is a little bit too flat, you want to dive deeper, feel free to check out the podcast. We're going to put a link down in the description below. We're going to show the link here as well. You probably have your phone in your hands right now, so you can open that podcast right now, tune in. We have over 100 episodes on there. It's very small chunks of that podcast. There's around 10 to 20 minute episodes, so you can listen to them on the go and dive a little bit deeper on specific topics. Let me turn around here and kind of go back because it's getting really, really cold. So let's talk about that idea of lifetime customer value. I think in 2020, a lot of our competition has suffered very, very strongly because they weren't able to attract that many new clients because, 2020, crisis, pandemic, people are scared, they're not necessarily willing to spend a lot of money, and we were able to do it actually extremely well during these times simply because we had so many clients that were happy with our programs, that were happy with our level of client support, that they actually bought from us again. There's clients who've been working with us for months and they said, hey, can I work more months with you? There's clients who've been working with us for over a year, almost 2 years now, and they still prolong their work with us because for them it's a no-brainer. They basically say, you guys are helping me making so much money, it's a no-brainer for me to pay you money so I make even more. So again, if you adhere to the idea of lifetime value and you understand, hey, if I go above and beyond for my clients, they will always want to be with me. They will always want to be working together with us. They always want to prolong their programs. If you do that, you'll always be able to have a very, very stable amount of income from lifetime clients, from recurring clients that sign up over and over again. Let me again make sure I'm in focus here. There you go. So that's a beautiful thing, because it creates a lot of sense of safety and security for your own business, because no matter what happens to the YouTube algorithm, to the Facebook ads restrictions, to a global pandemic, to whatever it is that's happening, you can always get back to your loyal clients who just continuously want to buy from you again because they love the level of client support. And that's again the dynamic of win-win that I've mentioned before. We win when our clients win, and you can also win with your business whenever you're focusing strongly on lifetime client value. And it kind of strikes me as so weird that so many businesses, business coaches especially, are not thinking about that. What most of them are doing, in fact, is go on a little side tangent here on what the market is doing. If you look at what most business coaches out there are doing, they create an info product, they promote the hell out of it, they sell it to a couple 10,000 people. They don't care about client support or anything about that, because they think it's not scalable, because they rather just sell a random info product without having to hire coaches, without having to hire a team that helps the clients with their support. They rather just sell that, and then they change their product, they change the niche, and then they sell the next product. This is what literally most of the business coaches out there are doing. They're like, oh, here, buy my real estate course. 10,000 people buy the real estate course. Not many people get results. I mean, a fraction of them get results, but they just go for mass. And then they're like, okay, here's my drop shipping course, go buy that. Here's my investing course, and so on and so forth. And they just rotate through these products without ever having to care about recurring clients, without ever having to care about these clients actually getting proper results. Of course, either way, even if you really care about clients, even if you really make sure they have the support structures, there's always going to be people who don't execute, who don't get results. But that's a very, very small minority. And you want to focus on the people that actually execute, and anybody that does need help, that does need questions answered, gets them answered. And that is true for your own online coaching business. That is true for your own online consulting business. But it's also even true for online service providing businesses. So anyways, I went a little bit on a side tangent here. The bottom line is, again, let me make sure I'm in focus here. The bottom line is, again, focus on being very client-centric. Focus on over-delivering to your clients, whether that is in the beginning or at the end. You can scale it up ad infinitum. You can absolutely scale the unscalable. Make sure your clients are happy, because ultimately, when they win, you also win. So when this sounds great for you and you say, hey, I want to be part of this, Max, can you and your team help me get started with my own online coaching or consulting business? Or Max, can you and your team help me scale the unscalable with my online coaching or consulting or service providing business? Then I'm going to put a link down in the description below. You can use that link to book a free consultation call, either with me directly or with an expert from our team. And then yeah, we can see where you are, where you want to go, and then we'll help you execute these steps. I can tell you right off the bat before I head back inside. Number one, this is going to be a call with a real person, not some automated bot funnel. Number two, we're going to be only sharing with you only really implementable steps. We're not going to give you some mainstream BS, watered down, generalized advice. And number three, we cannot take, since we're human beings, we cannot just take anybody on these calls, which is why when you click that link down in the description below, it brings you to an application form. You have to fill that out, and then yeah, you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Call is entirely for free, no hidden international costs whatsoever. So yeah, let's talk very, very soon. I'm gonna head back inside. Very, very cold here in Finland, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. Talk soon. Bye bye.
So I made my first sale on FBM this week, which felt absolutely amazing. The great thing is I've only made one sale and I've pretty much paid off the course. So everything I make from here is, you know, obviously for me. And it also feels amazing because I've already had those first few interactions with my client and I've already helped them out a load. So I'm looking forward to helping them out so much more. And I'm looking forward to obviously learning more in FBM, because I'm only like a few modules in still. And also just making more sales. So yeah, thanks a lot so far.